Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be a fun one. Okay, I've seen this video going around. I know my friend Monica Church originally created this video, so credit to everyone else who's already done this video. But I wanted to hop on the bandwagon and do the worst purchases of my 20s. Okay, I am turning 23 next month in April of 2020. So it hasn't really been that many years, but there's been plenty of time to make poor financial decisions. Please don't roast. I'm honestly doing this video because I think when I watch other people's videos similar to this, I learn. So if you could learn anything from this or just be like, wow, Brooke's an idiot, you know, maybe that will help someone. I have been doing like YouTube, social media stuff since like literally 2009, but I just started doing it full time October of last year. Been an interesting journey for sure. Also, if you guys are new to my channel, you should definitely subscribe. I post new videos multiple times a week, and I feel like you might enjoy my channel if you enjoyed this video. So I guess let's get into it. Like I said, no judgment, we're keeping an open mind. And if you guys have any really crappy purchases of your 20s or however old you are, and you're like, wow, I have regrets, leave them in the comments so that we can be there for each other, okay? All right, let's get started. So purchase number one is a designer item. There's a few designer items on this list, I guess. I will start by saying I like designer handbags. I honestly do. I think that with the right ones, they could be a great purchase. However, I think with the wrong designer items, they could be a bad purchase. You know, if it's something that you're gonna wear every day, like a go-to staple bag that's like very your style and like goes with your lifestyle, I think it's great. I think designer accessories are a great way to invest your money, like belts, even shoes, you know, if it's the proper item that you're going to wear all the time, or just keep it in good condition to like resell it or whatever. So this is the first item that we regret, and this was $1,100. I cannot even believe some of these prices. I know it's just like absurd, so I'm insane. And there's gonna be common themes throughout all this. It's basically just that I'm impulsive. So yeah, so this is the item. They're actually really trendy now. So I got this a few years back. I was in LA for the summer and I knew I wanted to go shopping, and I had been looking at it for a while, but I never really thought about the practicality of it in my lifestyle, you know? So it's basically this nylon PRADA little backpack. It's super cute. I have used it for a few like music festivals and just like going out for the day and stuff, but it's very small. I mean, you could stuff it with like some stuff. So you could probably fit like a water bottle in there. Barely, I don't even know. I have like some sunglasses from a music festival I went to, lol. But the things you can fit in this are a laptop, technology items. I mean, I could fit like my little vlog camera, but if I'm like going somewhere with a backpack, I'm probably gonna want to bring my laptop or a book or a planner or a notebook or something, and like those don't fit in this. It's a trendy little backpack. For me, this is just way too much money on a small item like this, that I could just get a generic, no brand, just black backpack for probably $40 and it would still be nice. Also, the material is nylon. I mean, this is in great condition. Like, I totally could resell it. I'm probably gonna hold on to it just for a little bit longer in case I go to any more music festivals or things like that. But this is just so expensive for something that's just not really practical. I honestly, this is like one of those items that I suscepted to the concept of like, oh, I'm a YouTuber, like I have to have like some sort of fancy designer item. This might have been my first designer item that I purchased for myself, actually. I think it might have been because it was a few years ago. And I just totally fell into that trap of like the whole like, I'm a YouTuber, like I'm gonna get like something bougie. But I didn't really think it through, you know? I just like wanted it and I saw that it looked nice, but I didn't think about the practicality, so think about that. But overall, they're cute. And now like this style of like PRADA and like nylon is kind of coming back, so I don't know, but it's still a crappy purchase. Next up is my drone. So this is an interesting story. So actually back in 2016, I originally got a drone. I got the, I think it was called the Phantom 4, Phantom 3. I believe I paid like $600 or $700 for it on Amazon. I honestly did a ton of research on it. I was like, I want it, I'm gonna do it. I did it. I brought it to school. I shot a bunch of cool footage at school. I used it a ton at home. I honestly used this thing like a good bit back then, I would say. However, there's a problem here. So there was one day that I was home on Long Island in 2017, flying my drone, and what you're supposed to do when you fly a drone is you're supposed to take it to like an open field or somewhere where there's like a really big runway or like landing space, because if you fly it in a more urban or even suburban setting, there's just so much stuff in the way. You know, there's power lines and trees and houses that you could hit it into. So there's just a lot like less room for error, I guess, versus if I just took it up the road and drove it to the local like school and took it off from there, it's fine. You guys understand where I'm going with this. So I will say it wasn't me flying it, it was my dad flying it at the time. I gave it to him though when we hit like come home or whatever, but it was really windy out that day. And the drone is really good about like self-adjusting. I will say this is a really like good drone if you're looking for one. So it's flying back. Also, I didn't really do like enough video stuff to like have a drone. It was just more for fun, by the way. So anyways, so I let my dad fly it back, but it was really windy. You know the story. It slammed into a tree by my house. Just like, I literally just saw it go down. I have the footage actually of it hitting into the tree, and then like we have nothing else, obviously. It broke into like a million pieces, obviously irreparable. In spite of all of this happening, I was just so infuriated in the moment, and I like totally blamed it on my dad. I was just like actually a psychopath. I mean, you could understand like if it's an expensive piece of equipment and you were letting someone else use it, it's just easy to like play the blame game. So I was like, Dad, are you serious? Oh my gosh. And literally that day, I cannot even believe I'm saying this, that day, that night, I remember I took my brother, I was like, we're going to Best Buy and I'm buying a new one, just like to spite them. A new $700 drone. It wasn't on sale or anything like that, so I literally just drove to Best Buy and bought the same exact one for the same exact price. And I will say, since this point in 2017, I've used the thing like 2 or 3 times. I can't even remember the last time I used it. I think I have some footage from the last time I used it. And the worst part about this purchase, I mean, obviously, is that I barely used it since, and that it was just such an impulse purchase. Like, who goes and drops $700 just on a whim? You know, if I was logical, I would have thought about it and been like, you know what? If I need it again someday, I could buy another one. Like, there was just no need for me to have it. And the worst part about all this is basically the next week, this company, DJI, I believe that's the name. I'm not even like a huge tech person. I just like was into drones for a second. The Maverick came out, which is like a tiny size one that's like probably like the size of this and could fold up and fit in like any backpack. It could probably fit in my little PRADA backpack. Yeah, that came out and it was basically the same price point. It was just like a newer model and just like the best thing ever, like a week after I impulsively bought this item. So that was a really poor purchase, and that was just on me being impulsive and angry and an angsty 20-something-year-old, just in spite of my father. Love him so much, he is the best, and it was not his fault. It was literally windy outside and I was flying in the wrong area, so I'm an idiot. Okay, next purchase. This technically wasn't in my 20s, I will say. Like I said, I've been doing YouTube for a really long time, and I decided, I don't know why this was a trend back in the day also, was to get an iMac. So I have my laptop right here. I've gotten several laptops in the recent years because when you do YouTube, I feel like you really wear out laptops unless you get like a crazy big processor, which is just like really expensive. So I wanted to get a desktop for editing specifically because I was like, I always edit my desk, like I just want to get a desktop. So I did save up, and this was like a very thought out purchase, very meticulous. However, it's just really expensive, honestly. It was probably $1,100. I still have it in my room here, but I don't use it very often. I use it maybe once every 2 weeks or something if I'm setting up and doing some editing on it or whatever. But honestly, I wish I saved that money and invested in, like I said, a better processor for a laptop or for something that I could take more on the go and just like more for my lifestyle. I've also had this iMac then, I'm like bringing it from place to place. Like I've moved it several places with me. Sometimes I opted not to bring it to school. Sometimes I brought it to school, and it's just like, honestly, like this big thing that I just don't use enough. And the resale value on like technology is like really bad. So if I wanted to like resell it now, it probably wouldn't go for much at all. So I'm like, I might as well just hold on to it. But that was probably a bad purchase, I would say. In the moment, it was good, and like I was proud of myself because it was like something that I saved up to do, and it was an investment in my business, but like long term, not the best. The next poor purchase is a series of purchases of my 20s that involves just breaking stuff. I'm a very clumsy person, and I've broken so many electronic devices, or even maybe not like the full thing, but just like a portion of it. I have shattered the screen on my laptop so many times. I've spilled water on my laptop so many times. Not intentionally. I had like a hydro flask incident on a plane, but whatever. I cannot even believe this. I shattered the screen of my iMac freshman year because the desk was also the stairs to get onto my bed. So I stepped down on it too hard one time and the whole thing shattered. And every time you get a screen fixed, I don't do Apple Care because I don't know, I just don't do Apple Care. And I used to shatter my phone all the time. Like I was constantly at those like, you know, phone repair stores or whatever, dropping hundreds of dollars, being like, no, I need my phone fixed today. But then I just started actually using protective phone cases, and now we are lit. So thank you to Casetify for sponsoring this portion of the video. I mean, this is a great way to avoid expenses that life incurs, I guess. This is a Casetify case on my phone right now. Casetify actually lets you have the best of both worlds because they are military grade drop protection cases, but they're also like super stylish. Like if you just looked at this case, you'd be like, all right, like a cute girly case. However, it actually protects your phone for drops of like upwards of 6 feet. So that's pretty dope. I really like Casetify because they're super customizable. I put a little BM on here. I have other cases with my name on it. I love like this glitter moment. But they also have like really cool collaborations with artists and designers, which is like really cool too if that's more your speed, just picking out something that's already designed, or you can customize it yourself. That's like what I've been into. I have the 11 Pro Max and they have some really cool cases for that, but for all phones just in general, I'll throw some on the screen so you can take a look see. And I'm always asked for my discount code. Do I have a discount code? Whatever. It's a link. So go to casetify.com/brookemicciobusiness to get 20% off your new favorite phone case. So that's gonna get you guys 20% off. Just follow that link. I'll throw it in the description below too. If I could save you guys any money, I mean, I know that honestly I can't, we're gonna knock on wood, I can't say the last time I've like broken anything, particularly my phone screen. And in the long run, you're saving money, so invest now. Moving on from me being an absolute idiot, I mean, these are things that totally could have been avoided too. Like, it's so easy to use the blame game and be like, I'm clumsy, haha, but it's like, just take better care of your stuff, Brooke. Like, it's that simple. Okay, next, I don't have these right now. They are at home on Long Island because I've been trying to sell them for the past like many months. So if you guys are interested, hit me up. Seriously, they're like a 9.5 or something. These are the Gucci sneakers. So they're the ones with like the little stars on them. You might have seen them. Another one of these items that has been like popularized, I feel like, by social media. I'm just gonna say it, they're really uncomfortable. I don't know if I got the wrong size or whatever, but I was not planning to make a purchase this day. I was in Texas for like a social media event with my friends, and I had some other friends making a purchase, and then I found these shoes. I did like them, but it was kind of like a, oh my gosh, my friends are making a purchase, I'll make a purchase, like we can have fun and whatever. And I think that's all well and good sometimes, but like I said, it needs to be something that's thought out, not like you just walk into a store and you're like, oh, I like those, like I'm gonna get those. Yeah, they're like a leather sneaker basically. Everyone says like you have to break them in and then they get comfortable. I have tried to wear these so many times. They're so painful. I get blisters every single time. I must just have the wrong size, or they're just really uncomfortable. These sneakers were $650. I'm speechless. That is absurd. I'm also not even like a big like shoe person, sneakerhead. Like I said, if I'm going to invest my money on something, it would be a designer handbag or a designer accessory like a belt or something, I guess. Like shoes, I guess, could fit in that category, but like it's just not necessary in my opinion. I'm cool with wearing my Air Force Ones or like another pair of white sneakers. Like it doesn't have to be a designer item. Yeah, I just am really impulsive and easily influenced in a group setting. I know a lot of people are like this, but it's gotten better over time. I will say this was more in my like early 20s, so it's gotten better. Okay, next, my snow boots. So this was a really light winter, you guys. I haven't worn my snow boots once actually. So back in December, I ordered these. It was actually a snow day here and I realized that I had no winter boots and I was wearing like sneakers out in the snow. I actually vlogged this day and everyone was commenting like, Brooke, how do you not have snow boots? And I was like, damn, I'm gonna go home and order some snow boots. Ordered them and I think it snowed maybe one time since and I just didn't leave my house that day. So now I have this $250 pair of UGG snow boots that I just haven't worn. I don't know what to do. I mean, I think they're so freaking cute. Like I love these and I actually really like the style of them and everything. So comfortable from what I've tried on and everything. However, like what do I do with them now? I'm gonna move to New York. Do I keep them? Do I sell them? Please give me advice in the comments if you think they'll be necessary. I feel like it's important to have a pair of snow boots, but it's just like this was such a light winter. It's 68 degrees today, so I feel like winter's over. Next is last minute flights. I know, there's a huge theme here, just me being impulsive, last minute, easily influenced. Okay, so when I was in school, I went to school in Georgia, but I'm from New York. I've chilled out with this too, but basically when I was in school, if I wanted to go home for a weekend, I was just very quick with it. I was like, okay, I'm going home this weekend or next weekend. Like I didn't have a good sense of like giving myself more time basically. I was really poor about planning ahead, I guess. I guess there were times, yeah, where I like bought my ticket in advance. If it's like winter break or something, like yeah, I could plan ahead for that. But let's just say it's like a Monday and I'm like, oh, I don't have much going on this weekend. Like maybe I'll just go home, boom, buying my ticket. And they might not be like the most absurdly priced plane tickets in the moment because I truly wouldn't do it if it was that crazy. However, just buying a plane ticket last minute is way more expensive than buying it in advance, and you could save hundreds and hundreds of dollars by doing it this way. I just recently bought a plane ticket like 5 days before New Year's and went to Atlanta. I mean, I had the best time ever, but it's just, these are expensive, you know, it's not cheap. So I've been better about it. I'm not using buying flights as like a coping mechanism anymore, but that was like my coping strategy all throughout college. If I was just like, I don't want to be here right now, buy a ticket. And then I don't know, I guess I've always kind of been like an impulsive person like that, but it just really adds up, because those extra like few $100s that you might just be like, oh, you know, if I would have bought it in advance, it would have been like probably $100 or $200 cheaper. But it's like, if you're doing that every time you travel, it really is not good. All right, and the last thing here is something that I haven't talked about on YouTube yet. I talked about it on Instagram. If you guys follow me, you should follow me over there. Under eye filler. So this is a person in August of 2018, right before I was going back to school for my senior year. So I've always been really insecure about my under eyes and having dark circles. Obviously, they're really covered up today. And then even people in my vlogs are like, they're not that bad, Brooke, whatever. It's just always been like an insecurity of mine. Honestly, it's gotten better over time. It's not one of my biggest concerns at this point in my life, but I guess at this time it was a heavy concern for me. I remember I was in like 5th grade. And this is how the insecurity stemmed. I was in like 5th grade and a guy asked me, a boy asked me like, oh, are you tired? You look like you never sleep or something. And I was like, I think that's just how my face is. Like, dang. Obviously in 5th grade, like, you're sleeping, so whatever. So I'd heard of under eye filler. I saw a bunch of people on Instagram, also influenced by Instagram, oh my gosh, had gotten it done, and I was like, you know what, I guess I'm gonna just try the results for myself. I have a really good plastic surgeon who did my nose job that was like the best purchase ever, but that's for another video. But I had a really good plastic surgeon that also did like injectables and stuff, so I was like, all right, I have a guy, like, let me do it. And I was like, I mean, we'll see if the results speak for themselves. So this was around $250, I think. You pay basically just for the filler, and it wasn't Botox. I can't think of the name of it, what it was right now, but it's literally like a filler. So, and I did a consultation, I did the whole bit, and they were like, yeah, like this should be able to help you, you know. I remember though, I did do a pretty low dosage of it. So who knows, maybe if I did more, it would show more, but basically it's just like a really simple procedure. You go in, they like wipe off your makeup, and then they just start injecting you with like really, really tiny like micro needles, and you really don't feel anything at all. You kind of feel something going into your skin, but it's like no pain. But the problem with this is that I just saw no result. I don't even really have pictures of like a before and after. I have like this one of me, I think it was after I got it done. There was some bruising for sure too, so I had to cover that all up, and I just saw no change. If I like felt it, like if I felt my eye like this, I could definitely feel the filler. However, looking in a mirror, I saw no difference from like the before and after. And so I just feel like it was a total waste of time, money. Why would I get things injected into my face for no reason, you know? Like, I want to see something if I'm gonna do that to myself. And just like the finances of it all. Like, it's just so stupid to pay for something you're gonna see no results from, in my opinion. And I'm all here for making whatever changes you want to make to your body if it's gonna make you happier, you know? But this just was no change at all. Maybe other people have had different experiences than me. I've also heard they suggested that like maybe the under eye filler wasn't for me, but like getting a full-on like eye bag surgery is better. And I was like, I'm good. Like I actually don't mind my eye bags that much. It was just something that I wanted to try out, and I was like, you know, let's see how this goes, and I just saw no results. So that was a big waste of money. And I think that that is going to conclude this video. Those are definitely some of my worst purchases in my 20s. I have made some really smart purchases in my 20s too, so if you want to see a part 2 to this, like best purchases, I can definitely do that for you guys, because I feel like this shows me in a really negative light, and I promise you I have made better decisions also, so let me redeem myself. I feel like there's common themes here. Don't be impulsive. Don't buy trendy items just because you see them on Instagram. Think long term. Think practically. And if you really want something, this is a really good tip too, like even with the shoes and stuff, like I said, if you want something, go into the store, try it on, and then be like, maybe I'll come back. And if you're still thinking about it days later, you can go back and get it again, you know? It doesn't need to be like a now or never thing. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new, thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys all another time. Bye.